according to Rule 16 of Colorado's criminal procedure, the investigation is not to be impeded by the defendant or the prosecution. So if the defendant or the prosecution is, asking questions and you're a witness and you have relevant material or information, then you have to answer the defendant or the prosecution. You have relevant material or information, you have to explain, you have to say what you know and what the heck is going on. So you have to answer questions. And if anybody actually advises against that, then it's saying that they cannot advise to refrain from discussing the case or was showing any relevant material to any party, counsel, or their agent, nor shall they otherwise impede counsel's investigation of the case. Well, of course, right? If you have relevant material, information, if you have relevant material information pertaining to September 17th, 2021, then the defendant or the prosecution of that case, if they ask you questions, you got to answer them, or you got to say everything that you know. Essentially, that's what this is saying, and that nobody should impede counsel's investigation of the case. The court shall determine that the parties are aware of the provision. So that's interesting, isn't it? Rule 16, that's a doozy, huh? That's a doozy. So criminal mischief right here, it says, is defined in Colorado by CRS 184501 as a person who commits criminal mischief. A person who commits criminal mischief when he or she knowingly damages the real or personal property of one or more other persons, including the property owned by the person, jointly with another person or property. This I gave to Robert Willett. I gave this to Robert Willett about felony menacing, some fucking psychotic piece of shit. And you know what? Nobody seems to know anything. So we're going to have to say that the murderer of Tecumseh is public enemy number one. Public enemy number one of the San Luis Valley is whoever killed Tecumseh, my dog. It's a white male. It's a local person. Nobody seems to know anything. Nobody seems to know anything. It's interesting. It's almost like it's a know-nothing party. It's almost like it's the right-wing sovereign movement. It's almost like a criminal element out there. Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. Is that what you think? Oh, okay. So, including property owned by the person jointly with another person, or property owned by the person in which another person has a possessory or proprietor interest in the course of a single criminal episode. So that means if I'm a stockholder, that means if I'm on the board of directors and you come into, Walmart or Taco Bell or, my corporation, my pizza stand, you come into my pizza stand and I'm not the CEO, I'm just a tiny little stockholder, but that's my property too. You didn't just injure the CEO. You injured all of us. You injured all of us. If the value of the property damage is less than $1,000, it's just a misdemeanor, right? CRS 184501 4ABC. If it's over $1,000, then it's a felony. CRS 184501 4DEFGH. So that's the deciding line. If it's under $1,000, it's a misdemeanor. If it's over $1,000, then it's a felony. I'm 40 years of age right now, but when I was 18 years of age, 22 years ago, I was in college, Xavier University. We went to, spring break. Basically, I went out of Kentucky. I went off the farm. I'd never known anything but the farm. And then I go to Xavier and I discover America. Anyways, there was one asshole. Andrew was kind of a dick. Matt was there, and then, thank goodness, and Jeff. And we went to a Pizza Hut, and we thought it'd be funny to take a sticker machine. And they said that the sticker machine was worth over $300. Remember, this is, 22 years ago. So this is year 2001. So 21 years ago. But they had said the sticker machine was worth $300 or something, or over $300, which was the defining line between misdemeanor and felony. So therefore, it was like grand fucking theft, larceny, or some... No. You're saying all these fancy words. It was a sticker machine at Pizza Hut. That's what it was. And we got a handful of quarters out of it. It wasn't worth it. It was an awful experience. We was arrested and jailed and had to do sort of diversion program thingy. Animal cruelty is committed whenever a person knowingly, recklessly, or with criminal negligence torments an animal. Animal cruelty is committed whenever a person knowingly, recklessly, or with criminal negligence torments an animal. CRS 18920221A. Now, when I think about that, I mean, I don't think of people's pets. You didn't get a pet to, torment them. I actually think of factory farms. Factory farms has like animals on top of animals, and it's just a business. It's just a bottom line. They're just trying to, produce a bunch of meat to sell to make money for the shareholders. But there's no reason you're going to kill the animal at the end, so there's no reason to torture it, to torment it, to abuse it. Give it plenty of space, give it plenty of water and feed. Let it spin around in its cage. In fact, I would think that the meat of a cow that had, not just all the prairie lands to run around, but in the wintertime, if they were, heated barns, they would go into the taste of that burger would be so delicious. If you treat the animal correctly, that's better for the meat. Why would you abuse the meat? That's another thing. You're hitting the side. I saw this video where they were taking like pitchforks to the cow and just punching its faces and just being freaking awful. Just awful. It's a stupid, dumb cow. It won't know it feels pain, it doesn't like it, but you'll get away with it. But what the hell are you doing? Now, it's only animal cruelty if the person only recklessly or with criminal negligence tortures or needlessly mutilates or needlessly kills an animal. So recklessly, oops. Criminal negligence, oops, CRS 189202.1.5a. It's aggravated animal cruelty if the person who tortures, needlessly mutilates, or needlessly kills an animal does so knowingly. So that's the difference. That's the difference between the felony and a misdemeanor. It's $1,000 with the criminal mischief charge. So is it over $1,000? That's a felony criminal mischief. If it's under $1,000, then it's misdemeanor criminal mischief. With animal cruelty, did the person, do it intentionally? Was it recklessly with criminal negligence? Oops, I was driving around and I accidentally ran over your dog. I'm sorry. Here's $1,000 and here's a puppy. No, I'm sorry about the whole experience. I accidentally did it, but I'm a good person. I'm a Christian. I wouldn't treat you. You're my neighbor. I wouldn't treat my neighbor like this just because of a bunch of lies of that Jinx, or was it that Green Blazer people? Who is that Green Blazer people? Jepsen. Sam Jepsen. Is that little short? Was that short guy by the river? It's aggravated animal cruelty if the person who tortures, needlessly mutilates, or needlessly kills an animal does so knowingly. So if you leave your house to go drive over to, JoJo Beans' house to drive around like a dickhead, revving your engine, provoking the dog. You're not allowed to provoke the dog either. But if it's my word versus their word, then it's up to the damn, cop at the scene who is the judge, jury, and executioner, and then the whole damn system will rubber stamp whatever the hell that cop comes up with. Whether he's corrupt or not, whether he's good or not, whether he actually intends to make sure that there's a presence of justice in the community. So ultimately, Colorado's animal cruelty law goes to intent. If one intends to hurt an animal, then it's aggravated animal cruelty. If one didn't intend to hurt the animal, but the animal got hurt anyways, well, that's still a crime. It's negligent animal cruelty. It's reckless animal cruelty. It's not knowing. It's not aggravated animal cruelty. It's not a felony. It's a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor. So I went ahead and, let Robert Willett know that. So, everybody that was like all about victims' rights with Alonzo Payne, it had nothing to do with him being with the Bernie Sanders or whatever. So it's just not that he was the progressive. They wanted everybody's victims, rights to be respected. Nobody should be allowed to kick anybody, right? You can't kick me. I can't kick you. You can't spit. I can't spit in your face, right? You can't. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Eye for an eye. If you, golden rule, you treat others the way you want to be. It's logical. It's logical. The things you like, do that for others. and the things you hate, don't do that to other people. It's actually pretty fucking simple if you really think about it, and every single religion agrees on the golden rule. So as stupid as religion is, the captains of fucking morality, they at least got the golden rule correct. So yeah, if I go out of my house and I intend to provoke your dog, and then, I go to your house and I'm sitting there just, causing a fucking scene, just driving around in a fucking circle, and then driving on down and driving over, and then, flashing a spotlight, and then revving my engine, and then just driving over here and driving over there, and I just keep on messing with you. I'm intent, if that's the whole felony menacing is to cause fear for another person. It wasn't an accident. It was fucking intentional. It was disgusting. It was despicable. And it was based on lies that the person heard from Jinx and that green blazer pile of shit. My point being, I miss Tecumseh. Tecumseh was a good-ass fucking dog. Tecumseh was a great dog. Tecumseh was the best dog in the world. Tecumseh would have done nobody any harm. My biggest problem with Tecumseh was that he liked my neighbors too much. So a part of me was thinking, okay, he's being protective of the land when this guy was provoking us. The other part is, well, hell, this guy wants to play. If the guy would have opened the door up, Tecumseh would have jumped right in, and then they would have, gone to the river to play or something. I don't... Tecumseh was happy. He was smiling. He was like that Herkimer. So anyways, I told Robert Willett, and I told the police, and I told the investigator all about victims' rights. Way before it became cool. Way before it became in vogue. Way before it was, the thing to do around here. So we got Alonzo Payne fixed. Now we need a district attorney that actually respects victims' rights. Alonzo Payne, got recalled for that, and he's disbarred forever, which I think might be a little too much. But Robert Willett didn't give a shit about victims' rights either. Robert Willett didn't give a flying fuck about victims' rights. And then there was a thing at the bank. So if I was to take $2,000 of your money, and then every time you came into my establishment, I treated you like a dick. I had all your information, and then I said, okay, when you get an updated piece of information, make sure you come in and tell me. And then I'm coming in to do business, and I like, hey, by the way, here's some updated information. I don't know if I believe you. You got any proof? You got evidence? Every time you got my money. You got my money every time. I'm going to treat you like shit because we got your money. So if I treat you like shit, well, hell, maybe you'll just walk away and let us keep your money. That's how the bank works. Is that a good business model? To treat people like fucking your own clients, your own fucking customers like dicks? You have all my information. It's such an asymmetrical relationship. I don't even know your first fucking name, Dickhead McGee. So Dickhead McGee, this is Rio Grande fucking bank. They changed it from Savings and Loan to, Robin fucking Steel fucking bank. I forget it's Rio Grande something now. But not Savings and Loan, because they're not Savings and Loan. They don't give a damn. Imagine if a bank actually gives a shit about your life. They want you to get up and coming, build your house, and get you a little gate and a fence. They want you to do well. They want you to do well because if you're doing well, then you're going to borrow some more money and build a shed. You're going to borrow some more money and then buy, a basement or a new car. And then that's how they're going to make some money on the interest. But they also give us shit too. So, my God, we give us shit. I mean, could you imagine a corporation who's not only making money, but also gives a shit about the clients? They used to give people gifts when they would get a checking account. Come into our bank, get a checking account, you'll get a toaster. And it's not much, but it's something. It's kind of, there's that one bank that would give out guns to people that would open up an account with them. There's some banks that want customers. There's some banks that actually treat the customer like they're, to be respected, like they're the whole thing, the reason why the whole damn thing. But then banks also make money off of people bouncing checks. So if these damn tellers know that, then they're kind of looking for, people that will bounce a check. So maybe that was a problem. Well, he looks too respectable. He's not going to bounce a check. We can't steal any of that, the draft funds, $20 daily drafting fees. So yeah, you're welcome, San Luis Valley. They're building that big ass school up there in by La Jolla. So I remember I asked that guy, I don't think he's the principal anymore, but I think he's the one that secured all the grants. So I kind of, put pressure on him to get some grants. He got the money, and then once he got a fucking building, then he got pushed out. And then now there's some other people. Hopefully the new person gets some more grants. Don't just, take the new building. Keep on going. I mean, why do we have so many damn marijuana stores? Some things are working, okay around here, and yet so much poverty. Some things are very much broken. I believe that the things that are working and things that are good could fix the things that are broken and the things that are bad. So there you go. You're welcome. I told him you got a bigger fucking school over there. People are starting to talk. People are starting to think about things. I'm pushing for a common law, pushing for a common criminal procedure, common rules of evidence. For Michael Gonzalez and Kim Woods seems to think that only cops and lawyers are to be heard. Only cops and lawyers. So if you're a citizen or if you're a farmer, if you're a working class family in the San Luis Valley in any of the 6 counties, they don't think that there's no possible way to turn a complaint directly to the judge. There's no possible way to turn a complaint directly to the district attorney. It's got to go through a lawyer. It's got to go through a cop. If, the other fucking criminal piece of shit tricks the cops and you can't find a lawyer that, is both honest and decent and fits your budget, well, I guess you don't get right and justice, which goes against Article 2, Section 6. Courts of justice shall be open to every person and a speedy remedy afforded for every injury to person, property, or character. Right and justice should be administered without sale, denial, or delay. When I told Kim Woods about my puppy getting murdered, she didn't say, how come you don't have a name? She said ex parte. No, you don't have a right to say shit. Ex parte, you're just a damn citizen. You're just a damn peasant nobody. And if you're not a lawyer and if you're not a cop, fuck off. Only judges, lawyers, and cops are part of the team. We'll rubber stamp anything on the thin blue line, and we'll protect our buddies. We'll protect our benefactors, our base, our donors. But we're not here to protect the general public. We're not here for the public safety, and we're not here for peace, love, justice, truth and justice. What?